Okay, it looks like we have everybody here.
Yeah, I'm I'm ready.
Good morning.
Hi, GM. All right, so this is a Twitter space to learn about CodedEstate. So I'm one of the co-founders of Nibiru. We've been working with them for um, several weeks now. Um, Basically, this is just a space to learn about the product they're building and a little bit about their journey in the Web3 space.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having us, Unique.
And then, Jesse, did you want to mention the promotion? Or I guess she's muted, but okay, we can get started then. So I guess first off, what is CodeEstate and what are the sort of key features for the platform?
Yeah, so I think if we think about coded estate without invoking any technical jargon, basically we are about homes on chain, rentals on chain, and democratizing access into the real estate system in the sense of reimagining ownership, allowing ownership for any and everybody, considering their different financial circumstances. So not everybody may be able to buy a $250,000 to $1 million, you know, piece of real estate. So we're looking at how do we fractionalize that. So essentially, we're a DEX offering a marketplace rental, and as I mentioned, fractionalized ownership. And we are sort of the first I know that is focusing purely on this, on Cosmos and unlocking this billion-dollar industry on chain. And yeah, in a nutshell, that's what we do at Coded Estate.
Got it. So essentially, buy and sell property, rent it, and then defractionalized ownership. So I guess let's hone in on the rental side. How does that work? And then how would it differ from, you know, how it is for something like Airbnb or another similar platform?
Yeah, good question. Dee, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Yeah, so how it essentially differs from Airbnb is that it's 100% on-chain, everything from the transactions to how you interact with the platform in general. It's all Web3 based, but on the same time, we have we have designed the user experience actually as similar as possible to how Airbnb works, as that's the best way to do rental online in any way. And how we mostly differs from Airbnb is that we obviously utilize the homes as NFTs, which will provide you a lot of more opportunities on how to provide utility to your home as you have your home on chain. All of the um, all of the structure is completely decentralized. We when we have all of the transactions in a lot more cost efficient manner, and yeah, etc. It's so the main difference here is that it's a complete 100% Web3 platform, which is based on NFT smart contracts with the Nibiru chain, and everything is going on the blockchain.
Got it. And so how will the fractionalized ownership part work?
Yeah, the fractionalized ownership part is that's a product that we, because as of now we will be launching rental and the marketplace to begin with. But once the fractionalized ownership product is live, we will actually, it will work essentially like like a lending protocol with the users. So we the CodedEstate Global Assets called, which is the main company for who is issuing the NFTs, because it will essentially be a very easy way of acquiring these properties, as we will utilize NFT pools where you can swap back and forth with the ownership to as low as $100 a piece, which means that you will be able to participate in these NFT pools, which equals the whole value of the property that is acquired. And through the CodedEstate platform, you will be able to buy the piece of property or the fraction of the property in real life, which you will be buying as an NFT from that pool. And you can, and on any time, you can be able to swap the NFT back to crypto, or swap from crypto to the NFT. So we're making that market highly liquid, and in the same time as you will be, everything will be issued as an NFT. So that's essentially the ground way of how it works. And also these properties will be on rental contracts, which means that you will actively get API and yield from holding the NFTs through rental income.
Got it. That's super cool. So what about in terms of the actual like practical execution side? When there are disputes, I guess, between co-owners or between renters and owners, how will you guys sort of manage that with everything being on chain?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the main structure there is that we are planning on doing a DAO governance for the community and the investors of the fractionalized ownership properties, which will be live on the platform. And like one of our main visions here is to make everything from the user experience to transactions to all of the documents, for example, that will be as automated as possible. So everything should be able to be done directly on the platform, where we do the voting for also everything from like what we are going to invest in together as well. So the users will have flexibility, and the wishes from like what most of the community would like to invest in will be heard through this governance program that we will launch later on.
Got it. So what kind of inspired you guys to start building CodedEstate?
So I think the inspiration behind building CodedEstate, so maybe a little history for D and I, is, we were kind of really passionate about NFTs when they were starting to gain traction on Solana back in 21, if I remember correctly. And we had connected originally over NFTs, and were really passionate about, how much further NFTs could stretch, because back then, or at least in the initial stages, it was mainly PFP arts, etc. Later down the line, utility NFTs started becoming a thing, but the utility that these NFTs had were, rather not self-sustainable. So with that passion of NFTs in the back of our minds, and both of our interests in property in our local markets, we kind of realized that the processes and the friction are similar, even across different geographies. And considering our passions and both our interests, we decided to then build a project that would make it one, simpler for people on the blockchain to get into property, to be able to transact with property, to be able to travel and still interact on the blockchain without having to offboard off the blockchain, because you sort of get hit with fees throughout the journey. So when you're selling your crypto taxable event, when you're offboarding from onto a centralized exchange into your bank, attracts fees, and then you have to pay the realtor or you have to pay on Airbnb and additional fees. So we were like, how can we simplify, streamline the process, and enable these 300,000 plus crypto wallet users to get in on a piece of the action on chain, without offboarding, protecting their data, which we'll touch on when we talk about ZKPs, etc. So yeah, that was really just the inspiration, our own pain points, our passions, and our knowledge.
And how about you guys' personal backgrounds on the CodedEstate team? What sort of like led you, what did you guys do in the space before meeting in 2021 or 2020 if I had the date wrong?
Yeah, and
You
like
go ahead, D.
yeah, and like Lou just said, that's one of the reasons why we got inspired to start CodedEstate as well, because previously we have been working on several projects. I can just start with myself. I've actually worked together with Lou on DEX aggregator, for example, with cross-chain swaps. That I have been working on since 2021 and then until now. And what I realized there, so I've been in the DeFi space since late 2020 and been building there since 2021. And what we realized there is that most of the DeFi products available today is not interacting with the real world. And now that we see that the technologies are actually emerging now in order to bridge this into the real world, which provided us a unique opportunity to solve many of the issues in the current real estate market, and also like current financial markets when it comes to all of these barriers for investing, for example, and also just when it comes to cryptocurrencies in general. You will have as we totally felt in 2021, you have the crypto in your wallet, for example, but it's you couldn't really utilize crypto to anything else than investing, swapping, buying NFT as mostly images. So now that we saw that the technologies like ZKPs are emerging, and how we can actually be able to combine these technologies together with smart contracts, which is where Nibiru as well is incredibly valuable for our project here, because it's it is something totally new that we are building here. And I will actually dare to say that there is no product yet in the DeFi market that is so like interacting with real world in such a decentralized way and efficient way without having any like structure from the ground structure is so like it's decentralized. Let's say if you were working with a real estate company today, you will have these centralized structure from the beginning, and you want to move into Web3, but then you will have to be able to tweak that structure into actually working in a Web3. We just went directly from our Web3 knowledge and what we had been building previously, and we wanted to enter the real estate market and solve the biggest problems that the industry has today, together with unlocking the opportunities for cryptocurrency investors in general, when it comes to democratizing access and not being not needed to off ramp in order to invest in real world assets. We want people like from anywhere in the world to be able to invest and utilize real world assets like real estate directly on chain without any barriers to entry or going back and forth. Just keep everything on chain as everything should be.
Yeah, there's something refreshing to hear about your guys' project in particular with it's not just like technology in and of itself or a way to get more block space. It's really a consumer product first. So
Exactly.
yeah, cool. So despite starting in the bear market, you guys have built up a pretty noteworthy community presence. What were some of the achievements or milestones that brought you to this point?
Yeah, uh, obviously we built in the bear market, which was quite interesting because I think we didn't expect the original response that we received. So when we launched on testnet, and D, you'll keep me honest here, I think it took about 2 hours, and we couldn't handle the traffic that we were having at the time. So we kind of stayed up all night, and fortunately, we were able to achieve some key milestones. Like as part of our test net, we had people come onto CodedEstate, just quickly mint an NFT to show how easy the process was, and then they would be able to see this NFT from their wallet. And I think about over 500,000 NFTs were minted. We also had some golden NFTs, which will be a theme that keeps coming up until we get to mainnet. We had about 2,500 of those pieces, and people were just trying to mint to get all of those. We got quite a vibrant community on Discord. We've got over 50,000 people there. So we'll drop some links for people that want to get involved. So we were able to grow our social media quite a bit. And we've sort of kept all of the wallets that have been interacting with CodedEstate during our testnet missions. And we'll be sure that we'll do something with the wallets that we have, and the people that were in our community really early on. We've hinted at it before, and it's still something that we will still be doing. And yeah, that was our round one of testnet, and with the improvements that we've been able to make, collaborating with the Nibiru team, I think that the community will be really excited about the improvements that we've been able to make, and when we do a round two before mainnet, I think we expect a lot more traction and a lot more satisfied users. Collected a lot of that feedback, and yeah.
Did you notice any interesting patterns in the behavior when you did that testnet or those testnet missions, or did that, I guess, change the direction of some of your product roadmap or inform it at all?
It quite informed it. So we're fortunate enough that we got a really decent sample size to give feedback to us in terms of it was more in terms of what they wanted to see, rather than what we had. I think we had the bare product, the essentials that we needed for our testnet mission. And it was interesting. We got a lot of feedback that of the threshold in which people wanted to enter into the real estate market, I'll call it. So, the starting prices for the NFTs, of course, variable on the piece of land or the property. But we got a sense of what the threshold is. We got some feedback on the initial platform, which we optimized for, how our minting process really went. I don't think it changed the product roadmap. We'd love to, of course, speed up the fractionalized ownership side, because I think that we had a lot of decent decent attention regarding the fractionalized ownership, but realizing, of course, the regulatory compliance aspects, which always come first, because we have to protect our consumers, and we have to make sure that our solutions are aligned with the legal and compliance procedures, and we've been working in that space to get that right, and I think we've made some of the most progress when it comes to real world asset projects and working with the regulators and working on the compliance side. So it hasn't changed the roadmap, but it's just made us hungrier to get to the end goal.
Yeah, and just to add in quickly there, it also really, like that experience also really reinforced our thesis about the general interest in real estate. Like, even though if you're not a, what you say, you're a real estate developer or you have a lot of funds available to invest in real estate, we definitely saw the importance of like have for everyone to have the opportunity to invest in real estate and just know that and see how easy and simple it can be done through NFTs, which is a really good combination as well because people love investing in NFTs and especially when you can invest in NFTs as a real world asset and you can earn yield on the NFT. That's something that we saw. It seems like it means a lot for people to be able to just know that they have that opportunity and they, yeah, as we saw, it was a lot of interest to get to know what kind of products those are, as it's a really new sector. It will probably be one of the big the big upcoming new sectors now, in years to come for blockchain in general. And yeah, we just saw how interested people actually are in real estate, even though they had not been able to invest earlier. It's definitely a completely new paradigm for not only crypto investors but like people in general.
And how do people utilize the NFTs on the platform? Like, what is their more specific utility?
Yeah, there is actually there is multiple utilities in that way, as we have these three main products. So for fractionalized ownership, you will be participating in the NFT pools, and the NFTs will just be representing the percentage ownership that you have of the real world asset, and that's where you will get the yield from, or yield to. The revenue will be generated and redistributed to all NFTs who are participating in that pool, representing the whole value of the property. And then it comes to the first products that we will be launching with the marketplace and the rental. And that's what's so fun about this, like compared to, let's say, Airbnb, is that you will actually be minting your real estate as an empty NFT, and you will be adding the metadata, just like you will do in Web2, where you add all of the attributes for your property, with, for example, with the images, bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet, and all of that will be representing the metadata, which we actually are making dynamic. So we are creating dynamic NFTs, which also is a completely new sector within the NFT space in general. So that's something new that we are utilizing, where you can actually change the metadata based on real world changes, like changes on your property. Let's say if you were to do refurbishment, for example, you will need to update with new images and make it attractive on the platform for rental and sales, for example. And it's everything is it's highly manageable. You're in full custody. That's one of the important parts here as well, because like in the traditional real estate industry, you are not people are like not even in custody of their own homes with, for example, the documents, for example, or they don't know anything about like how to manage anything there, because everything is so hidden. It's like the papers for the property is hidden in some server somewhere, with the government having like complete control of the documents. And on our platform, we want people to be able to manage their property more independently, without custody of Obviously, there is custody in the real world, which is how it works in the real estate market. But we want to make people be able to access this like information and documents and everything that you actually have a right to have access for when it comes to your real estate, and we make that an experience on the web, on our Web3 platform in itself. So yeah, that's one of the key features there of having an NFT, and also in the future, for example, with the metaverse and etc., there is like limitless opportunities for NFTs once they are on chain, or your home once it's on chain, as the technology is emerging, and it's just coming new opportunities from every year, as we clearly can see, which is what has led up to us being able to build this product. That was like actually just 1 year ago it would not be possible to build this product. So it's very new when it comes to how these technologies can be utilized together and to create this product or platform.
Yeah, that's awesome. I notice, so on your website it also mentions that zero knowledge proofs are one of the core pieces of the technology stack used in the product as well. How do you leverage ZKPs or verify the authenticity of ownerships of listings on the platform?
Yeah, definitely, and it's also impossible. It's also important to just quickly mention how the importance from like working with you guys in Nibiru, which is a young blockchain, and there is like we've just seen how it's like the value of working with a innovative like team and your blockchain itself, on how it's, because it would not be possible to do that with any blockchain, let's say. So we have been now able to tailor this experience and this technology for the users in the best possible way, together with you guys in the bureau. And how we do that is that because every property or real world asset is rooted in reality, right? This is because this is not like isolated on the blockchain. That's what we want to do. We want to unleash the power of the blockchain and like remove the isolated part of it, so it will be able to interact with the real world. And how we do that is through CKPs. That's the main feature there. So in order to transfer the ownership or verify the identity of a user, we don't want to leak any private information on chain. We don't want to do like the comprehensive KYC process, which we know that everyone in Web3 really hates. So that's where but at the same time, when you're dealing with real estate, like things that has to be done in a proper manner, and you can't just let that slide, that you have documents that needs to be transferred with the NFT, for example, in order to reduce prevent fraudulent behavior, for example. So in order to be able to transfer ownership, you will have to go through the zero knowledge proof process, which essentially means quickly that you will be entering the main server where the documents are stored, and the zero knowledge proof will observe this, and it will bring back a claim on the blockchain, which will be validated into the NFT. So nothing will be possible, like no transactions or no smart contract transactions will be triggered unless the zero knowledge proof has been verified on chain. So that's the main part of utilizing zero knowledge proof, which means that you won't need to go in there and do everything off chain and do a big process there, because we know that we need to be able to automate this process as much as possible in order for such a product platform as ours to succeed. And that's where zero knowledge proof is so convenient for the users, because they just need to verify a claim, yes or no. And once that claim is verified on chain, it has brought the off-chain elements into the NFT, and now it's on chain, and now it's moving with the NFT on chain, which is something that has not been possible before. So yeah, we're really excited about that part, and that's the part that differentiates us from like any other Web3 RVA platform or real estate platform, is that we are still managing to keep the user experience on our Web3 platform. We just need to go in there and do like all of the steps that are necessary in order to execute the transactions in a in the safest and easiest way possible.
Got it. So it's basically you can do all the verification needed for as far as legal documents, but also preserve their privacy.
Exactly.
And where are you guys planning to focus on for market entry? Like where will CodedEstate exist in the world at first?
So I think for us, in terms of entry into the market, we selected to start off in the UAE. I think if you just look at the demographic where it's, a large part of the population is foreign, and the investment into the UAE foreign, we thought it was a good place in terms of real estate. The real estate market is growing exponentially year on year. The prop tech market is growing at 15, 16% year on year. It makes up, quite a large amount of the total market in itself. It was a no-brainer for us to sort of start off here. Uh, it's also a market where it's much better in terms of working with the regulators, working on a compliance solution, and so that's why we selected the UAE. So we'll start off in the UAE, and build out a test case for CodedEstate, which we then plan to scale to several other markets, taking it one at a time. But I think it all just depends on how the regulatory environment is within the market, and how the regulator responds to CodedEstate as a project. Because, while I think that real world assets is an amazing industry, and one that is definitely needed in the crypto space, I think with everything that's been going on in the last year and a half, protecting consumers is definitely something that comes first. And is building consumers' trust is definitely something that comes first, which is part of the process that we're undergoing. Is a slightly longer process because of the type of project that it is, but I think in the long term it pays off. Short answer of it, our entry is within the UAE, and then we are looking to expand to several other markets other than that, including Asia, etc.
Got it. And
Also,
oh, go ahead.
also I just think to add quickly there, because there is like in the regulatory environment, for example, and also in general, like a platform such as the CodedEstate platform, there is like a lot of there there is like the knowledge is not there, and especially not from the like authorities who's managing, like who's able to provide such a product as well. And in the UAE region as of now, the framework there is really clear, and they want to actually innovate, and they have facilitated for real world assets such as NFTs to be traded on chain. And I think that will, like, I think with the CodedEstate platform and what with establishing ourselves there, we will be able to prove through our live product how convenient this solution actually is, and how the it actually really helps the real estate sector in that respective country to get it more, especially on the liquidity part, to get the market more liquid. So yeah, once we are established in the UAE region, I think there's the barrier to scale pretty much throughout the whole world will be a lot smaller, because then you won't need to sit there and explain for them. You can actually just show them how it's being done directly through the platform.
Got it. As a Just a quick notification for all the people listening right now, if you want to ask a question live, since we have both of the founders here, feel free to add it in the thread for the space as a reply here, and we'll have time to get to it at the end, I think. All right, so how are you guys handling the legal or maybe a better way of asking this is, what are some of the legal considerations that you have to do with a real estate based product? And then also, because I imagine that the legal side is one of the main challenges with a real world assets based project in Web3.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting because we've got the real estate side of things where you need your licenses, your approvals, etc. And then you've got the virtual asset side, the crypto side, the blockchain side, where you also need your approvals and be within a framework. So you've got two frameworks that we're kind of working towards to achieve this common goal at the end. So it makes it quite interesting. So just on the basic licensing, we'll get our real estate license that will allow us to be able to trade real estate within Dubai. There's some other things that are considered during that process. And after that, we then look at the virtual asset side, where we'll get the approvals on that side of things also. So we've been engaging the relevant authorities and bodies in terms of our solution, and actually working quite close with them, or starting to work much closer with them, in saying, these are the parameters for our operations. This is how our operations look. Getting that early feedback from them, and then working the solution in a way that satisfies both them, still keeps the product as decentralized as possible, as Deirdre was walking through it a little bit earlier, and then in a way that protects consumers. So there's several licenses that we needed to apply for and receive before being able to just launch the product itself. And then there's ongoing engagements with the regulator of saying, they're quite focused, forward thinking, they're quite innovative. How do we play our part in that? And I think CodedEstate will come to play a key role in moving forward with real world assets in this region.
And made you guys pick Nibiru chain as a base layer to build on? Yeah.
So D was actually scouting this, and when he read about it and came across it, he was like, this is the chain that we have to be on in terms of expanding into the Cosmos first. So D, I'll hand over to you to speak a little bit about it and our synergies.
Yeah. No, there's many factors in there. As I mentioned previously in this spaces, is that we could definitely not just go on with any blockchain there. For example, if you go with Ethereum, the possibilities would be very limited, and that's something that would not be be possible to do at this point due to like facilitating for combining all of the technologies that CodedEstate are utilizing there. So yeah, it boils down to a few main aspects here. So the first one there is definitely speed and scalability, because yeah, RWA transactions, and especially when you're dealing with real estate, it's more complex transactions than what's like a typical blockchain transaction. And also the volumes on one trade will be very high, especially when dealing with the marketplace transferring ownership from owner to owner. So yeah, that's where it was really important for us to work with a layer one design blockchain. So we have these primary frameworks that we are dependent on, and that's also because we need to manage these large scale operations more efficiently. So if you compare this, for example, with layer two solutions, because that's like that's what's close when it comes to speed. But then you will they are beneficial in certain scenarios, like you have these solutions that can help scaling layer ones, but why not go with with one of the fastest and more upcoming blockchains where you actually have all of the facilities that's needed in one space, and we can build from there, as we're both young projects as well, and that makes it a lot more flexible for us to work on the speed and scalability that we are totally depending on. And we believe that Nibiru provides the perfect solution for that, in order to have the trust needed in the market for such transactions. And then you have the decentralization part, because layer one blockchains like Nibiru, they typically have more nodes, ensuring the control isn't centralized, and there is like less vulnerability to potential when it comes to like security, for example, to less attacks or market manipulations. Because the only real other solution that we could have done with would be side chains or layer two rollups, because their main goal there is to increase the speed, reduce cost, but that also often employ mechanisms that compromise decentralization and security, and both of that is really important for CodedEstate as a RWA platform. So it's that's something that we really had to take into consideration when we choose what blockchain to build on. And and then there is and also important point there to point out is that it's both at the integration part, and that we are working directly with the Nibiru team, and they have really skilled developers who are very flexible. And for example, now from the working progress that we have of building, because we have started building the actual technology, there has been no big issues so far, because we have been able to solve everything directly with the unique here, for example, and the Nibiru developers. So there's the team is highly competent, and they are very flexible, and they always find a solution for what's needed in order to be able to pull through the biggest blockers that we might face when we build such a complex structure with the Nibiru blockchain in the center, but with facilitating with everything that comes along with combining multiple technologies into one platform. And also, obviously, the long-term vision for the Nibiru team is that with us investing directly into the technology of a layer one blockchain like Nibiru, that signifies like a commitment to a long-term vision, ensuring that like as the platform grows, the underlying technology like is equipped to evolve, and that we are able to scale like with the growing adoption of the platform. So that's where the scalability again is important, as Nibiru is one of the leaders when it will come to being able to scale platforms like ours, and also obviously for the transactions where you are dealing with real estate, you have to be sure that the transaction is fast and secure, and you definitely don't want to like having any issues or delayed transactions when you are dealing with your real estate in general. So that's I think that pretty much summarizes it.
Got it. And I guess last but not least, with what does the future look like for CodedEstate, I guess, over the next, upcoming weeks or months?
Yeah, and so what we're aiming to do, like mainly, and which is in alignment with our vision, is that we want to establish ourselves as the most liquid and transaction effective real estate platform in the world. And that it doesn't matter if it's Web 2 or Web 3. We have chosen to build it Web 3 because we believe that the structure that we're building on is the most efficient if you want to build liquidity in such illiquid market as real estate, when it comes to due to the high cost, the barriers to entry, etc. So we want to be the first. We want to be the one to launch such a product, and be the first one to actually launch a product within this category, to establish a more cost effective platform for real estate, as we will be able to reduce fees significantly. We want to be able to be one of the first projects in the world who actually provides direct utility to your real estate asset through NFTs, and have it live on chain with multiple and ever growing opportunities. And but it definitely boils down to become the most liquid real estate platform in the world, and that's also why we are launching 3 different products as of now, and we will also have more smaller products added on the way. But the main 3 products for the on the real estate part is to be able to make real estate investments accessible for everyone, and also during that process it has to be as easy and automated and and a good the best possible user experience. So that's what we're imagining the future for CodedEstate, to just establish us there, not only as a Web3 platform or a DEX, but also as the main real estate platform for on-chain marketplace rentals and fractionalized ownership.
Awesome. And so I guess as we're coming to the end, we do have a couple questions here as replies to the space. And of course, if people want to throw some in at the end, feel free to. So let's go through a couple of these. So I see, it says, St. Maxwell, how does Nibiru Chain plan to attract non-crypto users to its project? Real estate market is a hot market in the Web 2 world. So I think that really hits at the heart of it. So that's part of why we're working with projects like CodedEstate, but I think that mainly comes down to this challenge of make the product so easy to use that you kind of forget that there's crypto involved, besides when you're signing transactions. At least that's been our approach. So
Exactly.
we did work on integrations with I think that'll come to play with Warp Protocol. We recently started an integration with, where people can kind of set almost like cron jobs, like transactions that'll go off later, that can give you a sort of Web 2 feel with a lot of the apps, like particularly it's going to be on the perps at first. Another one is like working with swing.xyz, so that'll help with at least connecting users from other chains. But I think getting people that aren't already in crypto in is going to be, at least initially, it's probably with you solve it with payments. Like if it's easy to if it's as easy to use your product as it is to like buy something on Amazon, probably more people that aren't already crypto users will use it. So that's my simple answer. Let's see. So this one says no one dot someone. Question: where do you guys see Nibiru in the next 6 months as the crypto adoption is fascinating with coming time? So I guess I can go over. I don't know what will happen in the markets, but at least what our plans are. So if you've been following us, you know, we did a lengthy like incentivized testnet that gave us a lot of time to like iterate and let people try products while we were still building them. That's mostly concluded. So the stage right now is we got initial audit for like the perps and a lot of stuff we want to run in production. As we've added a lot to that, we have to do another quick one for that product. But the main thing now is just to we're starting, you know, collecting the Genesis transactions for the validators, starting the network without the tokenomics turned on, and then just waiting until, you know, like exchange listings and things like that. That's like the immediate future. Immediate things after that is to launch like perp spot. You should see like CodedEstate come out, like other projects that are on our website, like nibiru.fi/ecosystem. There's a lot of apps listed there as well of things that are launching soon as well. So it's basically to bring a lot of the stuff you've seen on testnet to life on the mainnet. And of course, Lou or Didrik, if you want to answer these yourself as well, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, I think I can like if you jump back one question there is, I think one important one important aspect there from the coded estate to contribute there on attracting non-crypto investors to the Nibiru blockchain is that we will obviously like actively be working like towards with our community in the Web3 as we've always done. But once that we are getting the licensing to do real estate in the UAE region, we will actually be able to to attract the real estate sector in general, and that comes like the main business like aspects of it with the property developers, for example. You'll have many different variables there within the real estate industry that will be forced to, like, if they like the platform, they will be forced to go Web3, and they will utilize one of the newer technologies there, which will be on Nibiru, and they like these users will come from the real estate sector and not the Web3 sector, which is something that we think is a really cool thing, and that's something that we definitely prioritize working actively on, because we want to establish as many partnerships as possible in the real estate industry as well, which will be able to attract users to our platform, Web3 in general, and definitely ultimately the bureau as well.
All right. Another question.
I see there's sorry. I see there's a question with also dealing with different countries and their different structures from Skywalker. And I'll say that that's what makes real world assets in a legally compliant way and observing all the regulations quite a difficult thing to execute. Because as you said, like it differs in every region, and that's why we're quite strategic in the regions that we select. And part of going into a region that we select is what's got the most clear framework. I don't think there's any particular region that is one that is you can just come in and set up and everything is clear. I think it's a lot of collaboration, a lot of back and forth, a lot of sketching out the lay of the land, us and the regulator. So we're just looking currently at forward-thinking regulators and forward-thinking and innovative countries. So as we were saying, that's how we ended up in the UAE. The next step is we're looking quite closely on Asia and some other regions. So yeah, it's just take it step by step, and I think that regulations come out in drips and drabs. So it's kind of difficult to have a longer term plan, and then that's where you're going to end up because things can change very, very quickly. So again, we're just collaborating as much as possible, checking the pulse in different regions, and for aim high and keeping motivated in developing in a bear market, I will say I think it's extremely difficult and it's sometimes motivation, but difficult to find building in a bear market. But I think if you're building something that is truly innovative and something that has not been explored on the level that you are trying to explore it, the hunger just keeps you going, and the passion keeps you going to know that your solution could onboard. And Didrik and Unique was speaking about onboarding the next generation and knowing that you'll be part of that. And it's going to be so much easier in the next either bull market or when adoption starts to pick up, that it just keeps you going until then.
Yeah, and also just to add quickly there, there is definitely when it comes to like scaling to different regions with where there is different frameworks from country to country. So the main important thing here is that we are on the blockchain. We're not limited to any payment solutions that are restricted in that country, or the international payments is as we know is not an issue when you do it on a blockchain. The smart contracts triggering the transactions are they're not like restricted to any middle like there is in the industry today, where you have the middleman from different countries, which that creates like there is a crazy amount of fees once you are trying to invest across the borders from country to country. But this gets totally eliminated by building on the blockchain technology, and also with the zero knowledge proof, we are really or the zero knowledge proof technology, we are really flexible when it comes to the solutions there, from like validating the information from the real world, because we will be able to access any server that's needed for that respective country, and then we'll just need to tailor that into the user experience with what because usually there is you will need different documents from country to country, but you will be able to like regardless of what country we're talking about here, you will be able to access those documents, because we will be able to access any URL and fetch the data and validate that data directly on chain, which really shows that the structure that we were building on with the with the start like we have which we have with Web3 as a main structure, we will be able to it sets the opportunities for scaling, and that's something that we have kept in mind the whole way, because scaling will definitely be like the main contributor to be able to create world adoption for our platform as well. So that's something that we definitely kept in mind the whole way throughout the process.
Cool. So we have a question from Charlie about partnerships. So yeah, I just replied to that. So we talked about a few of those before, in some of the previous questions. I guess to like highlight a few, there's there are liquidity partners. That's like traditionally a lot of places that do market making, both on like centralized exchange and on chain, that are supporting through like Nile Stream. That was in one of our recent blog posts. We did, I guess, there's blockchains that you're connected to via bridges, and then Of course, like infra providers. So we have like Notify, Warp, Reclaim. I don't think we touched on, but they're also super relevant for CodedEstate, as they're going to be like the main infra provider in terms of the zero knowledge proofs. But yeah, there's more than I can probably go over right now. So it's if you go to our site, it's just that ecosystem at the top. And Elise says, what is the current status of the project's development? And are there any notable partnerships or milestones achieved? So yeah, so I talked about this for Nibiru. Do you guys want to go over, I guess, like where are you like right now for CodedEstate?
Sure. So on CodedEstate, we've been working on as I mentioned a little bit earlier, on a V2, which looks completely different to the first interaction that many people would have had on CodedEstate. We've literally just wrapped that up now, and we're getting ready to launch some sneak peeks into that, which should happen over the next week or two. In terms of regulatory environment, as I mentioned, we've been collaborating quite a bit, so we made quite decent progress there. By the time we get to mainnet, we will definitely have all our relevant licenses in place. Yeah, because of the deep collaborations we've had on there. We're also working on a few partnerships on the developing side in terms of real estate to get the best real estate that we can get available on the blockchain at the best prices. So we're looking at a variety of factors and working with industry experts to get prime investment locations, prime investment developments, and yeah, we're pretty keen on those. Some really strong partners, and we're finalizing more and more as we just keep developing.
All right. I think we can probably end it here. We've been going for over an hour, but yeah, this was awesome. There was a great turnout in terms of participation from the audience, and then also thank you guys for what time is it where you are? It's
It's
like
6 a.m.
yeah.
It's
So
six,
it's
yeah, now it's 6 a.m.
an actual GM. Well, yeah. Thanks for joining on the space, of course.
Thank you
Thanks
to the
so much
Nibiru
for
team
having
for
us.
having us.
Thank you. So we should probably pick the winners. And this is the second time we have done Twitter giveaway, and we really want to give back to our community. So thanks to everyone who showed up today. So yeah, we only have 5 lucky listeners. Obviously, there are a lot more. So I'll just go and randomly pick up 5 winners, and I hope that's okay with you guys. So the first one would be Gargi or Garly. And the second one would be Dada Baba. And the third one would be, so I don't read Russian name, but I think it's a Slomoko. And the fourth one is Rai. And the last one would be Tao Me or T11 Me. So thank you guys today. We will be in touch with the winners. And we hope to see you next time in our upcoming spaces. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure.